Hello, welcome back to my studio. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can frame your gouache paintings without having to use glass. This video is inspired by some questions I've received from artists wanting to know if they can frame their gouache paintings without the hassle of using glass. So I've decided to put an entire video together showing you how you can make painting panels for your gouache and then how to prepare the painting to frame it like you would an oil painting. So let's start at the beginning. How to make a painting panel for your gouache. Now, yes, you can paint on panels with gouache. For instance, a primed panel like this, you can paint in it with gouache, and it's a hard surface and gouache will stick to it. But if, like me, you like to paint on 300 gram cold press watercolor paper, I'm quite fussy about that. I want to be able to paint on that now with paper. That brings in all sorts of other issues, especially if I want to frame it without using a matte board and the traditional glass approach. I'm going to show you how to make a painting panel with your watercolor paper. So for this lesson you're going to need some materials. First of all, your favorite watercolor paper, and I'm using these foam core boards. They're very lightweight. They're used in the framing industry as a backing board as well. I'm going to glue the paper onto these panels. For that I need some sort of craft glue, something that is acid free ideally. The rest you'll see in this demonstration. Right, so here's the glue I'm going to use, but first I'm going to get a sheet of watercolor paper from this watercolor pad, and what I've decided to do is to put a layer of gesso on the rear of this paper. Just one coat of gesso as a barrier between the paper and the glue. One never knows, and I'm just being a bit cautious, so won't do any harm. So brush on the gesso and then leave that to dry for an hour or so. Now I've got a piece of foam core and I just need to measure out a size to correspond with the paper, and just with a pencil mark out a few marks. And then a good idea is get yourself a T-square or some sort of long square ruler like I have here. This has become an indispensable part of my studio. So using that, just mark out, and then with a very sharp box cutter or craft knife, cut out the foam core to the correct size. And there we go. So it seems to fit nicely. And we're good to go. Pour the glue out, and getting an old brush, one you don't mind ruining, like this rickety brush I've got here. Look at that. Right, cheerio then. And with the gesso side down, put on the paper and smooth it out nicely, get out all air bubbles. If you've got a roller, use that just to get it perfectly on. And then I'm covering it with some card and some heavy reading to weigh that down, and that should remain there for a couple of hours. It'll be nice and dry. After it's dried sufficiently, let's have a look. And there we have a very nice little portable panel, very light and handy. And I think it's time to get some paint on this. Well, this is part one of the little series, and in part two I'm going to show you how I prepare the painting and get it ready to frame. And that involves varnishing the gouache painting, and I'm going to show you the process I follow that makes it safe to frame your gouache painting like an oil painting. Alright, so now go over and watch video 2. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss the next video. And if you can give this video a like and a share, that would be fantastic as well. Okay, until the next one, cheers for now.